Let's start with one of the funniest people on the planet who grew up here in Detroit. He's been nominated for a Grammy, for a Tony 3 times, and Comedy Central named him one of the top 100 stand-ups of all time. Now David Alan Grier, affectionately known as Dag, is starring in The Carmichael Show on Local 4 and in the upcoming NBC Live musical, The Wiz.
S-O-C-K-I-T, sock it to me. Baby, my head is shaking, my bras too tight, my hips are shaking from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Cass Tech, don't take no jive.
Cass Tech High School alumni know that cheer. It's burned into Class of '74 graduate David Alan Grier's brain, one of many fond memories of growing up in Detroit.
I loved Cass, man. This was big time stuff.
This is a Cass Tech. That's your school right here, yeah.
I'm above Della Reese and Diana Ross. Who are they?
Dag's counselor at Cass Tech, Irving Berg, inspired one of his most memorable characters on the smash hit sketch comedy show In Living Color.
I think it's high time you heard Mr. McAfee's speech on work, son. If you don't plan on doing it right, plan on doing it again, boy.
At the height of In Living Color's popularity, Mr. Berg sent Dag a letter.
He said, "Dear Mr. Grier, I hope you remember me. I was your counselor." He said, "These kids don't believe that I'm the impetus for Al McAfee," because he was. You know, when I would do this guy with one leg.
It's for your own good, son. Hey, you know, I think it's high time you heard Mr. McAfee's speech on drugs, Buster. Stay away from goofballs, because they make you goofy.
I'm having an S.
For the love of Pete, look at those pupils. You're goofy right now, aren't you, mister?
And he said, "Please write me back. Please write me back so I can prove to these kids that I know somebody famous." And I wrote back, "No." Revenge is mine. No, but he was great. He was a great teacher. I loved him a lot, man. He was really cool.
Dag went on to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, where Madonna was a classmate.
We were in the same ballet class. And I told my friends, I was like, "Dude, these are the most beautiful women on campus." They're like, "You take ballet?" I was like, "Yeah, you should too." It's funny, a friend of mine, we all went to a school together. After Madonna became really big and famous, he saw her in New York and he was like, "Madonna." She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm famous." She goes, "I'm a friend of David Alan Grier." She turned and she went, "David?" I was like, that made me feel great. Because usually it's like, "David, who?"
U of M led to Yale Drama School and eventually Broadway.
When I graduated, I made a deal with God. I said, "Look, just give me one job." Because, you know, my parents were there. This was the first time my father was speechless. He had tears. He was like, "Man, how'd you do this?" And I was like, my fingers were crossed behind my back. I was like, "Please, God, give me one job to make these people think I'm gonna make it. Then if I don't work for 10 years, I'm good." So I got this play, this lead in this Broadway play about the life of Jackie Robinson, a musical. Everyone came, it was the opening night. They panned it, the show closed in 3.5 weeks. But I was off and running, you know what I mean? My parents were like, "Man, he was on Broadway."
Off and running with more roles in theater and movies.
Just friends, huh?
Yes. Just friends.
And of course, television.
I don't know if we could do men on film now, because that is politically incorrect, madam. To this day, there's not a day that goes by that someone doesn't compliment me or mention that show in a positive way, which, you know, is maddening. You know, sometimes you just want to end it all. But throughout it, you gotta say, "Hey, I own it. I can't run away."
Even though you'd like to.
Every day. I love In Living Color, and I love the memory of it, and I love that people are still talking about it.
Now Dag plays the patriarch on The Carmichael Show, the comedy hit of last summer, now renewed for a second season.
Where's Mom?
In the kitchen where a woman belongs. I'm just kidding. She's in the kitchen. It's her choice.
And Dag will be a main attraction as the Cowardly Lion in The Wiz live on NBC.
I'm really excited to be playing the Cowardly Lion. It's a part that I love. I personally think it's the best part in the show. Never played it before in my life. And more importantly, my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, Lulu, is very excited about this. She said, "Daddy, are you gonna look like a lion? I said, "It's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna have dreads, all kind of wild stuff." We're doing a whole new vision of the lion.
You grew up in a pretty politically active family. Your dad, mom were very socially conscious, very culturally.
We marched with Martin Luther King Jr. here in Detroit. You probably know, history buffs know that, you know, he did a version of the I Have a Dream speech here in Detroit before the March on Washington. And, you know, as a kid, when I got into high school, junior high, I always felt like, well, I was too young to really enjoy the 60s. And as I got older, I went, wait a minute, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So very much, I experienced the 60s in a very unique and awesome and wonderful way. Yeah.
This is your city. You're obviously very proud of your city. When you come back here after growing up here in the 70s, what do you think about it now? And what do you think about where it's going? Because we on the up and up.
You can only be optimistic. I mean, after coming through bankruptcy, I was really, really worried about the Art Institute and their art collection, because it's one of the finest art collections in the country, and hoping that it would be preserved. And that was really distressing to read about. I mean, I grew up going to the Art Institute. We used to watch films. They had a film like Society that I went to all through high school. I met a guy in a bar in Harlem who said he bought the Penobscot building. And I was like, it was after midnight and alcohol was involved. But I don't know. Should I believe it? He seemed convinced. You know, much like the Brooklyn Bridge, that he said he bought the Penobscot building and he bought the Saks Fifth Avenue building. I said, you didn't get Fisher Theater? It was right there, dude. Buy Belle Isle. Why buy a building? I'm trying to get Belle Isle.
With Dag, you never know what's going to happen.
I didn't really have an interest in being an actor until I went to college. Because I was at Cass. Guarantee you this is my brother. Bingo! There he is. Watch this, watch this. Jeffrey? Yeah, I'm doing an interview. I'm on TV right now. I have to call you back. Yeah, he's not hanging up. Yeah, I gotta go now. Okay, goodbye. I have to hang up on him every time. He's like, so you doing an interview? Yes. Yeah. On TV? Yeah. So is it Channel 4? Yeah. So where's the station at? I'm like, I have to go now. All right, then. Well, click.
And remember, you can see Dag in The Wiz live on December 3rd here on Local 4. He is a funny guy. Can't wait to see it.